Training to be a street cop.
Happy Friday, everybody. Here to jump on and give you some more tips on trying to identify wanted persons and figure out who they are, so you can take this out to the field with you and use this stuff tonight, maybe tomorrow, or when your next shift is, whatever your tour is going to be. But today we're going to talk about what if the person has a New Jersey driver's license or any out-of-state license, whatever it may be, and a legitimate license that they hand you a document and it's there. You got your license, you got your whatever it may be, your identification. Here's some tips. Even though you have a license in your hand, check the picture well. Make sure the person with whom you are speaking with is the same person in the photo. I can't tell you how many times I've come across people who didn't check the picture and wrote tickets to the wrong person. It has happened to me. I've arrested the wrong person. I don't want you to have it to happen. I don't want that to happen to you. So when you get that ID, look at the picture on the license. I know we all don't do it. If you think about it, you don't do it a lot. I know you don't, because I didn't do it until I got conscious to it. Until I screwed up. Take a look at it and go, oh, that's the guy. Like you're checking into a nightclub and they look at you 100 friggin' times. You should be doing the same thing. If a bouncer making $8 an hour can check an ID well, so can the police officer, the professional, check an ID well. Also, check facial features. We go over this in my class. I provide examples. But you want to make sure. I had a girl one time. She was driving the car and her brother was the passenger. Hint, hint. Female driving, male passenger not wearing a seatbelt. Hint, hint. And then when I took him out of the car, he didn't know his social security number. And I ran the name, and there was a picture that came up. And I'm looking at the guy, and I'm like, yeah, it looks like it's him. So I take the girl out of the car, but I'm like, why does he know his social? I'm like, hey, how many brothers do you have? And she's like, oh, I have this many brothers. I'm like, okay, which brother is this? And she's looking at me. I said, listen, if you lie about who this is and I find out, you're getting arrested too. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to find out who that person is. So you have a decision. She goes, well, that's not him. That he's giving my brother's information, my other brother's information. Now, we had a twin brother. I didn't know that. And what you would have known is the guy that I was talking to had a mole on his cheek. The brother did not. They looked exactly the same. They're identical twins. But no, I knew nobody gets a mole put on their face. So you never know. But, more than likely, I'm dealing with somebody who didn't have a mole surgically implanted onto their face. So that's where I should have caught onto that sooner. So look at those things, those details and pictures. Check height as indicated on the driver's license. I had another job where we arrested a guy, put him in the back of the car, and we started driving back to headquarters. I'm doing his booking sheet on the computer. We had 2-man units. And I'm like looking at his thing, and I got a guy in the back who's 5'8", and his license says 6'2". And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, whose license is this? And he's like, oh, the guy who was sitting in the car. And he's like, well, I don't have warrants. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. You're still under arrest for hindering apprehension under Title 39. But check that height. You guys got to take some time to read these licenses. All right? Check skin tones. If you're looking at a guy I had a guy one time, he's giving me information, and I have a picture off of njdoc.gov or some kind of offender search engine. And I'm looking at the picture, and I'm looking at this guy, and I'm like, his skin tones are off. The guy I'm looking at has like a mocha color skin tone. The guy I'm looking at in the picture is the blackest dude I've ever seen in my life. So I said to him, hey man, this is not you. And his response was, oh, I took that picture in the summer. I was tanning. You weren't tanning, all right? You got somebody who's trying to beat you, try to get over on you. And then slow down and make sure you have the correct person. You have to double check people. So hopefully you take this information, use it, and use your brain, and don't forget to check these people. I'm trying to give you guys all portions in different parts of the 2-day course because I don't want to just keep boring you with case law. Although the case law I give you is very good, we do have some people from all over the country involved in this group now, and I want to give everybody a little something to see the value in being part of this group. So if you guys have questions, I know those other questions have come about. I am running on by myself. My admin has been out this week on a family emergency, so it's been very difficult for me to get to these other questions. But I wanted to get out here and give you guys this information at that time. For courses that are coming up, streetcoptraining.com. Anything you need from me, reach out to me. Don't post to me on the page. Send me a PM and let me know what question you have, and I'll answer it for you. Have a good night, guys. And maybe I'll see you here tomorrow. Hopefully we will, or I'll see you on Sunday. Hey, thanks for watching the video. If you liked what you saw, subscribe to our channel or leave a comment below, and also like us too. It means the world to us.